But
I
the
like how
next
I'm the only
DeFi
guy
ally.
with a camera on, and then last time, like, I'm, like, sitting, like, not moving, and Hash is like, "Bro, you gotta move. You look like you're, like, frozen." I'm like, "Bro, what do you want me to do? We're here for
Yeah,
45 minutes looking at
but
charts." Hey, everybody. Welcome to Chart Chat with DeFi Mafia. We are here with Adrian and Mike, as always, and special guest, Jack, who has been on the DeFi Mafia podcast recently as well. And we're going to just do charts. As always, charts for the week. Adrian, I'll let you take it away.
what's up? What's up? Okay, real quick. So we've gone through RSI quite a bit. So this is the monthly RSI. So there is some positive news here. So when we take like the history of Bitcoin here on the Bitstamp chart, we're basically at the lowest point that we've been. So we've talked about that, but before this month, we were in a trajectory straight down. So right here, this is actually important. I know we're not at the end of the month yet, but the fact that we've already started to like turn around here, that's showing some strength. So what we could do though, which is makes me nervous a little bit, is that if we come back up and just reject and start just kind of bouncing around here, which is okay, and which is honestly another thing that it's kind of symbolic of a bear market. I know that everybody just would like, something like this to happen, right away, but it just kind of doesn't do that. So it's kind of like one of those things. We're probably going to hang out here for a little while. And just remember, even though I'm drawing these little lines here, this encompasses quite a bit of time. So once we actually do break out of this, I see that we can definitely turn things around. So yeah, this is positive. Even though we're saying we can hang out down there for a little while, the fact that RSI has changed the trajectory from just straight down, that's positive. So now let's go to the mess over here. Here, let's get rid of some of this stuff. Let's go into a smaller time frame because that's the monthly. You want to stick around to kind of what's going to be happening. So you guys all know, I don't have to tell you that we're kind of dumping a little bit. And let's go back over here so we can zoom out, put some lines up here. Here, let's go ahead and just delete all this stuff, start trying some new stuff. All right, let's go. This is where we're rejecting this node right here. So if you have the VPVR visible range here, this is kind of where we want to start looking at these lumps here on the chart, on the visible range, as they're going to act as resistances now. So we totally rejected this. The next place that we want to be looking is the next floor right here. So we've already tagged these kind of areas here. So it's very likely that we're going to be just bouncing around in this area. Any loss right now, I would say, if we start just kind of scaling in a little bit more, the loss of 20,000, let's see, point of control. If we lose the 20,400 area, that's where we're probably going to start seeing the back to the old lows here, which is around 18.8, and that low was at 17.6. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the week. Let's see. So if we can maintain this point of control, believe me, I've been thinking that 24K for me has been like the level to be looking at, just to kind of rule out that we're not in a corrective move. Oops. My bad, guys. My tool a little messed
How much
up.
of this do you think is just like trad market correlated versus Bitcoin doing its own thing right now?
They're pretty correlated, and it's like I was laughing this weekend, and because I was like, as soon as like Friday the market closes, it's like crypto's like, yes, the parents are asleep. Now let's go run the weekend. Let's go mess things up. So now let's go over here. Let's look at this. Since we were talking about that,
Yeah,
one thing that go ahead.
I was gonna say it's kind of. I feel like we haven't seen a weekend dump in a while. Most of the time, it just grinds up and then sell off Sunday nights.
Yeah,
So we
Yeah,
kind of saw on Saturday night.
last weekend with 4th of July, I think a lot of people were looking for that to be a potential dump, and I think honestly, because so many people were predicting it didn't happen. It's just been low volume. I mean, quite frankly, I mean that's the real story.
And in both markets, right? That happened also with with TradFi and along with Bitcoin. I mean, it happened in both. And Mike, if we go back to our TikTok, this thing filled out pretty nicely, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty to the T.
Dude, did we get 108? Not yet. So 108
DXY, right?
The DXY, right? And the reason why, I mean, I came to this one just because we're talking about that. But yeah, I'm surprised actually that I mean, some people won't consider that we're doing so well, but the fact that we're going up so high on the DXY and BTC is not under 20, that's a good sign, I think.
Yeah, we're losing the correlation a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good sign. And a lot of things are actually losing correlation. And specifics has been like, I think metals, DXY, those kind of things that everybody's like, oh, this is up or that's down, or oil's this much and that. Like everything is just kind of tossed up in the air right now. It's kind of doing its own thing until it like the dust settles. But if we go over here to, let's see, in Q1. All right, I'm on the 8-hour chart. Whenever we're in these channels like this, you gotta say we tend to hit them, and then we tend to hit them again. So, what do you guys think about a 13K Nasdaq?
I could see it for sure. I mean, it's just kind of in a weird spot. Like it's just like if you were gonna be long, you should have been long a while ago. Right now, you're kind of just playing with fire.
Right, and I mean, from this one, like the top of this channel would be the golden zone, which is about what 13, about almost 13, 12, 9. So we can see that actually trend up here and like take a spill again. And I know we had talked about it last time. It's like me and the harmonics. If we actually draw a harmonic here, like the full extension of this one. Let's see. It's not the full extension, but like the first one that we would like probability. Yeah, that put us at like 14.7. But that's predictive.
I mean that would make sense though. We're heading in the midterms. I mean, I'm on macro econ. I don't want to LARP about it, but that Luke Groman, dude, he's really smart. He's been calling this stuff for a while. He doesn't think that we're gonna dump in the midterms. He thinks we're gonna go up. So that would kind of make sense. I mean,
when's the next rate hike? Because once the news cycle starts talking about that,
very soon. It's this
month. Check.
That's when it starts to get dicey because the chance of there not being a rate hike.
Yeah, I mean, the next one, I'm very confident they're going to do a 0.75, maybe 0.5. I think they're going to keep going 0.75. Past that,
not 100?
Huh?
Not 100?
But maybe that rate is already
I think 0.75 like is the most likely case. If it's 50 or 100, that's more speculative. But like I think we could see some fuckery. You could see some like executorial nudging from Joe Biden to be like, hey, I need your help here.
Protection team.
Yeah. Now, are they going to do that? I don't know. Honestly, I mean, it depends how much they're actually concerned about inflation versus the markets. So far, they have not shown any ounce of like caring about market performance at all. So I don't know why that would necessarily change. Like, I do agree with the midterm thing that like historically, if you look, we pretty much always pump into midterms. But this, historically, we don't also always have like a going into recession, going into midterms either. So I don't know.
And I mean,
it's tough to tell.
Academically, sorry, you go.
No, go for it. No, go for it. I want to hear what you have to say.
The thing that most bankers, especially again when you go to the Federal Reserve, it's all academics, right? They should be trying to cause a recession if they want to stop inflation. And they can't say that publicly, but I think that is very much what they're trying to do. And you'll see like the World Bank kind of hint at it as well.
This is the soft landing, right? They're like, well, it'll
Yeah,
be a little
yeah.
recession, but it'll be a light recession, right? Like that's how they try to phrase it.
But they're explicitly engineering it. It's not like they're trying to avoid it. They are making it happen. Like just like they made the inflation happen, you know.
Right. I mean, I think that they've been pretty transparent about it too. Like, say, they try to snow everybody, but at the same time, they're like, "Hey, we're actually trying to cause inflation at this point. It'll mellow out, the recession."
Yeah,
So,
dude, my thing is like, I get that what people are saying, like, oh, maybe they'll do this, do that, but like so far, as far as the actual words that the Fed has said, they've been very clear that like they are not going to stop hiking rates until inflation comes down, and that is their number one priority. And so for them to switch all of a sudden would be very strange to me. I mean, I get it, right? Political pressures, but even still, even if they like were to skip a rate hike or something, do you think that's actually going to make a material effect on the market? I don't know.
yeah, it's definitely a wild card, but I mean, things are starting to come loose. I mean, like, yeah, we basically regurgitate what we're given in the news, right? But at the same time, media or whatever say, but like, okay, now housing, like we want to jump into that. Well, I'm starting to see a lot more pressure that actually people aren't able to sell their homes as quick as they used to. So, some people may not have much equity to pull out of their homes right now. Nobody's refinancing. So there's all these indicators, right? But, that,
Yeah.
that a lot of stuff.
I think like the bullish catalyst that could come out of nowhere is if Russia, Ukraine come to a agreement, and then all of a sudden you have potential like sanction changes, supply chain clear ups, things like that. That would be a legitimate bullish catalyst, but that, that's impossible to predict unless you have very insider information.
I
don't know. I guess
Econ's kind of tough, bro. I mean, I feel like there's so many different variables at this. Like, dude, I feel like we're just kind of going in circles.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
You need either supply chain to clear up, which that doesn't just happen overnight. Now, the Ukraine conflict would definitely help if that was over with supply chain issues. And then you need inflation to go down. And so it's like it's kind of that simple right now. And if until those things start happening, I don't think the Fed's going to change their tune. I think it's all speculation.
So maybe this wasn't it, but I remember one morning, real early in the morning, I read that China like removed their COVID restrictions or actually lessened them, and that they were going to do a stimulus package for the people. Dude, I remember I just bought a Bitcoin. I was like, I'm just going to buy it. I'm like, that's bullish. They want something bullish right now. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try it. So yeah, and the market's kind of turned around on that little. I don't know if that was all of it, but that was positive news. And people are just looking for something positive to just kind of enter with some risk. But as far as like our crypto coins, I think that there isn't a lot of people that interested right now. So, but here's NQ1, and this is resistance here, about 12.486, 12.5. So I'm curious to see if we don't just get dunked right here. I'm thinking that we might get one push up and then get dunked back to like maybe a new local low. So that wouldn't be good. But at the same time, if we need things to just kind of happen, if we end up doing some kind of like 3-wave here, like move and just like tag it and come back down, that would probably mean that we're going to go up pretty good from there. Which, like what you guys are saying, is going into midterms, it could still be positive. I think that this is an actual pretty good. I think this can happen. I think this is realistic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do.
It's very tough to get past that block right there above your L line to the left.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough right here. That's pretty thick resistance here, right? But if we also look at markets, like the way they move, or like a lot of different ones, it comes down like this, bounces, and then everybody's like, "Yay, this is the bottom." Like they think that this is gonna happen here, but that's actually not what happens. It typically does this, comes down, everybody's happy, and then it comes down one more again, and everybody's like, it's gonna go lower, and that's the one that comes up. So yeah, we can replay that on another chart. Let's go see. go to this favorite one of ours called Bitcoin, right?
Oh, it's like the same chart. Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like that's how it moves. It just goes, okay, dump, and everybody thought right here, wag me, but guess what? Came down one more, and then we popped. So
yeah, it's just shorter We're doing the same thing we did on the move up. Like Jim and I forget who we had on. They were talking about it. It's just like just do these longer consolidations and shorter ones, and then eventually, we're in theory we should be on like one of the last two.
Adrian, sorry, one second. What's that note you have there at the bottom right corner? I was just
yes.
curious.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. All right.
This is my area. Yes, this is not financial advice, but maybe some financial advice. Because if we get down here, I'm gonna be scared just like everybody and say, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna go lower." This reminds me, you better buy right here. So I do have some orders there, but yeah, I kind of turn them on and off a little bit just because some of the stuff. Yeah, I get nervous. So this reminds me. Buy right
Yeah,
here.
I mean we've talked a bunch already, like in previous episodes. Like this is like the patience market. It's really boring, but sometimes you just gotta wait. You gotta wait and say, hey, if Bitcoin's below 15K, I'm probably gonna buy some, and just be ready. And yeah, maybe it'll be really scary when that happens, but have a plan.
And this is right here. Like if we're looking at that pattern we're talking about, everybody wants it to go up from here. So we get dunked one more time, just anywhere in this area, really, there is a really good chance that we're gonna get a really nice pump like this. That's really where I'm at. So yeah, this is where I'm at, like what I'm thinking right now. Like once we like sweep a low right here, we're gonna get a really nice move to like the 28-30 range, which yeah, if we go ahead and jump into that, that's gonna be a really good move for everybody. So that'd be okay. So now speaking of this, because this lines up with August, the end of August. This is kind of a W pattern, and we've talked about W patterns. They're bearish, right? The reason why I'm saying this right now, why I don't like it, end of August. Do you guys know what happens at the end of August?
September.
Very good, very good. Okay, this is what happens. Mount Gox is by end of August is supposed to have dispersed all the BTC that is owed to all the people that they held it from.
That's so now I didn't even know that.
Yes. So now you got to think about it like this: if you've been how much was Bitcoin when it got locked up?
Oh, I mean, I've seen the number. It's a lot. There's like hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. I think.
Oh no, it's 138. I think it's 138,000 Bitcoin that is locked up. That is going to get dispersed. Okay, but what was the value of the Bitcoin when it was locked?
150 ish, something like that.
Okay, so now you think about it. All those people that got their money locked, and now you have a $20,000 Bitcoin.
Agent, we know someone who has some. Now he doesn't know if he's going to claim it or not, but we know someone who has like Bitcoin that's in there. It's crazy.
Right. So what is that person going to do? Are they going to be a hodler? Or are they going to be like, dude, I have a bunch of money right now?
No, dude. I think the hack did the hodling for them.
Well, right. So I mean, that's something that you just. I'm gonna be totally transparent, honest. If I had BTC at $100 and somebody just said, "Hey, dude, I'm giving you 300 Bitcoin," I'm cashing it out, dude. 100%. I'm selling it.
I might keep a little, but I'll be like, I'll if I have 300, I'll sell 200 of those. So thank you very much.
Right, and like we can all romanticize about decentralization and the new world order, but guess what? I need to fill my pocket too. I'm just being a trader.
There's no way they're just gonna.
It's not all
at the same time. Right? They have to do it in like a somewhat systematic way, right?
Right. It's not gonna be like end of August, boom, sell. No, it's not gonna be like that. But let's just say somebody is TWAPing and keeping the price at a certain level, like we've been able to see through AGGR.
Sam.
Trabuco, whatever you want to call it.
Right now, I'm trying to see if there's information.
I think I posted it in one of our chats.
Wait, what is this ticker, Jack? NASDAQ on Amazon/Coinbase.
Oh yeah, so throw that into TradingView, and this is actually a guy from the EY blockchain team showed me this when we were just kind of, because he is a fellow degen, right? Actually, probably more degenerate than me when it comes to DeFi, but he was pretty good at it too. So, but this was like this was like way back at the very beginning of 2020 when we were first looking at this, and then B, or maybe it was 2021. It was 2021, excuse me. But you can really kind of summarize the American economy, at least the tech. You can summarize the NASDAQ with Amazon. I mean, you could do also Microsoft, maybe. Google is okay. There's a couple, right? But Amazon is like
Amazon's good because it's tech and consumer.
Yeah,
that's the nice thing about Amazon.
Yeah, and I using that as like the American economy versus
Apple, maybe.
Yeah, Apple as well would be an okay one. But to show you investor interest versus interest in a decentralized whatever you want to call Bitcoin, it's interesting to watch because it's not price versus USD. It's measuring something different a little bit. But
yeah,
I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
So, so just looking at
like
this,
we're in a range. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, we're in a range, but like, okay, so the way that I've drawn my little tools here, and just from the eye, I'm thinking that this is going to travel higher. The only thing is momentum is kind of terrible on a lower time frame, like 4 hours. Let's go look at the daily. The daily. Well, you see, this is the thing. If you look at the LMACD here, okay, yeah, dude, we're pretty topped out. And believe it or not, like, there's a lot of correlation in how these things move. And like, okay, with a harmonic, we already said the W's, what happens? We come down, right? And we got another W here, right? So this is kind of propped to go lower. Even if we go ahead and range up one more time like this looks like, yeah, like we're getting ready for a pretty nasty drop, actually. Yeah.
I mean, that could present itself in a couple of ways. Amazon could retain its value and Bitcoin could go down 50%, or it could be even bloodier,
Right. And just, I mean, like I said, not knowing too much about what we're talking about, and like, forgive my schizophrenia, but it works sometimes. I mean, look at this. Now we're looking at this from like a triangle, like using a diag. It kind of falls apart, right?
Harmonics are good, bro.
Yeah,
harmonics.
They are. I mean, here's the thing, and just like we said about earlier about harmonics, it's just like, okay, you got your W, right? Eventually, this turns into something that's bullish. So okay, so we take the range here, which dude, it lines up like with a 113. It's too funny. Okay, I drew this, by the way, with these guys a while ago, and on the RSI, this thing fit pretty good. Let's see, 784. So, yeah, this is something that you can actually use, and this thing is showing that we're probably going to get a really good pullback, and we're looking at this on the daily. So, something like around August, September. This is time is not my strong suit. But yeah, this thing is getting pretty topped out. I mean, if we just look at the highs on the LMACD on the momentum oscillator, yeah, back in, what is it, February 2018 area, that was the high. And then from there, we've just progressively made lower highs. And it looks like, yeah, let's see. Looks like we're making almost, right? This time it looks like it's going to break it. But still, the momentum just still happens to roll over at one point or another. It's not going to keep going up from here. So that's an interesting one. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Always.
Real quick,
Yeah.
I looked. I can't find clear information. It doesn't seem like they've decided on how this is going to be released. They said that there may be like a period. It says, however, the document cites that the rehabilitation trustee may set a period during which the creditors would not be able to move the received funds. But it's not super clear how they're going to do it. But how fucked would it be if they like, I mean, they have to kind of do it all at once, right? Because you can't like give it to some people ahead of time and those people just dump like front running the other people, right? I mean,
again, it will probably say it somewhere, but like if I was devising a way, I assume they have competent people doing it. I would be like, okay, I've got a ledger for every single person or something like that, or even like a piece of paper or something that has the keys of your coins. You have to send someone in to get it. And, you have to have some process to actually like manage them not being able to get it, like having to virtually do it. But you basically make them come to you to pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why a lot of it probably won't be claimed, because a lot of that was used on the Silk Road. And
yeah,
those people are not going to claim it. It's just not. I mean, I don't know. I guess the risk depends how much you have to claim.
Nah, fuck it. Let's bet on this shit.
Dude,
I don't know.
This is my thing from the psychology standpoint. You never know somebody's situation.
Yeah.
And you never know what they're going to do. You just,
Yeah,
even if it means like, some people won't even know, oh, hey, maybe being on Silk Road is a bad thing. Nobody's going to find out. You have people that are that mid that
they're going to, I think they're going to find out. Now, the thing is, when did Silk Road get like shut down? It's been like, wasn't it 2013 or something?
Pretty sure, yeah.
It's been like 9 years. Maybe we're past the statute of limitations on that. I don't know. I don't
know if that works on that, but
how does statute of limitation works?
Isn't it 7 years by default? But there's exceptions where it can go longer than that. I don't know. I'm not a legal scholar, so I can't ask these questions. But
I'm just okay. So some people are going to have millions of dollars to claim.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now you're going to say, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave those millions of dollars there. And believe it or not, those are probably just going to go to somebody else, because if it goes unclaimed, you know what I mean? Somebody's going to end up retrieving it.
I think it'll probably go to the government. I don't think it's going to be
they'll just sell it at auction. Yeah. That's how Tim Draper got all his Bitcoin. He bought a bunch of Bitcoin at auction for like cheap when no one knew what Bitcoin was. What a Chad.
I think that's going to happen. Is still like a huge, massive holder of Bitcoin too. Because
they have a good amount
on it. But okay, maybe not compared to like the Winklevoss, but compared to you or I.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. It was developed by the CIA, right? That's what everybody, that's the.
I thought that was Monero.
Monero's actually, Monero's actually the Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's just what is it? The DevNet, dude. It was just the test run, but Monero is the actual Bitcoin, right? Isn't that the narrative around it?
Yeah, maybe their argument is always like, if Bitcoin and Monero launched at the same time, no one would use Bitcoin, which is probably true, but we're getting off topic.
Okay, we're gonna go to Aave. People have been talking about Aave. We got a request for Aave. All right, Aave. Nice channel we have set up here. So one thing we got to do, which right now, let's see, what's the market doing since we've been talking? Give me a second. All right.
I mean, honestly, like looking at Alt right now, it's more just looking at what's performing well versus other things. So it's like, okay, we're probably not generational bottom right now. I mean, it could be, but like, okay, let's see what's performing well. So when we actually get down lower, it's like, okay, well, now we know what's going to perform well,
Right. And here's the reality. Okay, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have been through the bear market last time. It's usually slow. It's not something of V-shaped recovery. That's just not how it works. Unless we're all going to be thrown this time. So let's just say that tomorrow there's positive news and we actually end up getting a nice pump. One thing I can see happening here is we just kind of do something like this, create this like inverse head and shoulders, tag this top of this channel, and then just continue to do the range of a bobber, right? So do you guys think that $30 Aave is possible?
100%. Yeah.
30. I want $5 Aave.
Well,
what was the ATH?
The ATH on this thing on
like
Binance was 670.
Yeah.
Oh, so I want to see like 60 to. Oh wait, no, it's below that. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good range for it to trade in for a while. Actually, yeah.
What go on the high time frame? What is what's that order block over there? All the way at the back. No. All the way at the beginning, like all the way on the left.
Yeah.
Lower. There you go. Down there. There you go.
Okay.
What's that?
$26.
There you go. $26. That's what I want.
Which okay, so which is not far. And okay, so look at this. I mean, really, what I want to do here for people to watch, for us doing the full retrace, that's usually a pretty good sign. You know what I mean? That's where smart money bought. This is where smart money bought. This is where it took off. So like actually buying in, if we get this, go ahead.
May want to look because remember Aave was ETHLend before it was Aave, and they did like I forget what they did, but it was like some type of allocation based on how much ETHLend you owned, whatever. I don't know if you want to go find an ETHLend chart from like 3 years ago, but
I would wonder have it up, do they?
I'm sure it's somewhere. But
that's a challenge, though. That's a challenge to go look that up and like get that information. But okay, so like just real quick, just dissecting this thing. If we do get a pump, this would be something that I'd be looking at for us to do like tag again. Like, believe it or not, yeah, dude. If we tag the top of this channel, 132. But as long as we stay in here, which is what happens in the slow moving market when it's in a downtrend, it's gonna do these 3 moves and 5 moves, and we're gonna get this. Like looks like a 3 here. Let's just say we get it. Oh, this looks like more like a 5 would happen, and then we just get another like dip like this, right? So if that continues to happen, what happens after that? We go ahead and move up. It comes back down, and then boom, right? So this is value area to me. If people are wanting to start like DCAing, if you get anywhere in this range, yeah, from like the $40 mark pretty much down to like 26, that's going to be the full retrace of Aave, at least on the Binance chart. So it's talking about things that are interesting to look at. And I know we've talked about Serum having bad tokenomics, but I will tell you that this chart, we've already did the full retrace on this chart. So yeah, I think that Serum is one of those to pay attention to. And yeah, full retrace here. And we've just been basically bouncing around the mark between 73 and what is it right now? Like 106. So I think that's something to keep in mind. Even the magnet is here because that's where the fair value is for this stuff. Most of the trading stuff happened here. That's why it's lit up right here. Does it mean that we're going to go up there? From a technical standpoint, it would say yes, that we're going to go back here at least. But as far as just looking at it from like a coin seems to have done a full retrace, this is it. And we just broke out of this failing wedge. Which, you already know what I'm going to do, Mike. Yeah, here we go. These are bullish. M's are bullish. You make money, right? So this happens just like this. Whenever you have to draw these patterns, when they're in this leg down, once you pass this order block here or this support resistance area, what happened? Right when we started to fall out of it, we moved up. Bam. But it rejected it for us to leave it, and that's where we came back down. So we would expect it to come back up to this area, probably reject a little bit, maybe tag the top of this channel, and then continue to grind its way up. So, and this is just because it's a chart that's done the full retrace. Can it go lower? Of course. There's no, it can't go lower than that. But this is probably where people are accumulating smart money, whatever you want to call it, in this area, anywhere from like 73 to like 106, 110.
So I found the Ethlon chart. It's actually on CoinGecko. So they did 100-to-1 reverse split. So 100 lend became 1 Aave. So like basically $1 of lend is $100 Aave. So it went the DeFi summer high, which was like its first pump, was actually all the way to $80, and then it retraced back down to $30. So that's probably a decent indicator right there.
Yeah,
the 80 to 30 range, which is where we're at.
Yeah.
That's actually surprising.
Yeah, so like actually going back to what you said, like that's basically smart money. That's $30.
$30.
That's smart
I'll
money.
buy Aave at $30, and that would be from 670. I mean, that's
that's pretty pumped.
that's like over 95%. So if you believe in
that's-
Aave, now obviously like where the token value will come from, we'll see. But hey, they just launched a stable coin. They just launched a bunch of stuff. I believe.
I mean, and I'll be honest with you, there's nothing that says that 45 area is not the bottom, like where we've already hit. There's nothing that says that.
My only thing
was
is we're kind of close there, bro.
Yeah.
And like we're still so early in this bear market that it would shock me if that's the bottom.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe that's the bottom, but what I believe is doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That I just try to be like that neutral kind of. Hey, man, this doesn't look like it, but if it is, then well I guess it was.
Yeah,
and that's what the market does to you.
With a lot of these coins, like not that you should care about finding a bottom, because you shouldn't, but it's more about like at what point do the sellers just get exhausted? Like who at $30 from 600 hasn't sold? Like that's probably just
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like seller exhaustion in the same way you have buyer exhaustion. And I don't know, if you told me at $30, like everyone who has Aave is like, yo, I'm holding this thing. I rode this thing down. I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah, we get to the point where Bitcoin's just in $100 range. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, and like I think you'll see coins like Aave just, and I'm not saying 30 will be the bottom, but like if it is, it's like okay, it's just gonna hang out at 30 for months, like 30 to 40 or whatever. Maybe it'll go to 25, but like somewhere around there might be the bottom, and it just ranges for a while.
One thing, and it's just like from the technical standpoint, let's forget fundamentals whatsoever. So if we look at the last volume profiles, okay, so right here it's been really trying to push up the price from the volume profiles, but like right here we're just getting absorbed. So yeah, right here the sellers got absorbed, and then the preceding candle was a pump. So yeah, so it looks like from this week we rejected right at the median, which leads me to think that we're probably going to get some downside. So yeah, rejecting at the median, showing some like buyer absorption here. Yeah, this looks like it might come down a bit more, but this right here is going to be the order block. So once we get out of this area here, I would say just this is going to be the meat right here of Aave. Once we were able to clear the median and get over this hump, this is where you're going to probably see a really nice move. Even though this is all resistance. This is all support. This is what I say to people. This is all support. This is all resistance. But if you clear a certain amount of like areas like this one, like if we clear like 97 and get to 100, we're probably going to break out of this channel and just continue. So we got to get out of the like 95 to 97 range. And I think that we're going to get a nice move from there. But I just think that the market right now is just doing the good old switcheroo on us, dude. It does the, all right, that was the bottom. Yay, we're going up. And then, oh, man, one more down. And then we go. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we got an 80% pump roughly on Aave from the bottom, so that's a decent move.
Yeah,
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. I mean, to your point, what you just said, and I always thank you for saying that because people are saying, "Oh, relief rally." I'm like, dude, 80% on a
yeah, you missed it. Yeah, there was relief, and you missed it, dog. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
was a
thing.
relief rally, and I just think that in a bull market, we're just so used to just seeing things fly.
Yeah.
In bear market, it's just like, hey, dude, 80% is pretty good, man. You know, I don't know, but it's pretty good. That's good. Do you guys want to look at Solana or?
Yeah, let's look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Jack's favorite coin.
Is it now?
Jack's is Sol Maxi.
Maximum Sol.
Bro, me too. They make fun of me about being a Solana Maxi.
Who would ever do that?
David Gill and Hashkoff and all that.
Listen, dude, everybody has their first love in a chart that made them a lot of money. And listen, I was, believe me, Adrian, from $40 to $250, I was a Solana Maxi. You better fucking believe it, okay? But you know, once I didn't own Solana anymore, I became less of a Maxi. It's funny how that works.
You get told by the market. You know what I mean? You get told, hey man, it's hard to be part of these communities and take profit because you almost feel like it's your obligation to stay. Hey, you know, holding is like I'm helping the coin stay up, bro. If you have your own protocol dumping on you, that's just everybody.
Exit liquidity, man.
Yeah. That's. I mean, really, it's just
all you are.
Like to think that nobody at the Solana Foundation is not selling their coins. It's like it's almost silly to think that. You know what I mean? But whatever. So okay, going back over here to Solana, stay on point. So, Quasimodo pattern. Are you guys familiar with the Quasimodo pattern?
Vaguely, but no, not really. I love your names. I love the names for all these patterns.
All right, I didn't make it up, but you know, here you go. Let me see. Give me a quick second here.
I do think Solana will probably have another really nice run. If not even for the whether they figure things out technically, just purely like Sam Alameda is behind it, and this is their coin, and they will pump the hell out of it. And I think I wouldn't. I think they'll do it again.
Okay, so
they're also not reliant on like blue chip DeFi protocols for majority of their TVL, like Avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at Avalanches, I think it's like almost 50% of it is Aave. What happens if Aave TVL has a bearish catalyst for it on Alt L1s?
I mean, there are like interesting things that are built in Solana DeFi that most people don't pay attention to. Like Adrian, your friend with Jungle. I think Jungle is actually interesting. You know, I've looked at it. I think what they're doing with how they separate, like they give you an interest-bearing token and a governance token. They kind of split that up. That's cool. Drift protocol, which just does perps over there, is kind of interesting. Like there are people building legitimate things that aren't on EVM, which is kind of the crucial part. Because every other chain where it's like, oh yeah, we have some EVM like innovation, but it's like, yeah, but everybody else's EVM could just steal your shit, bro. So that's what's interesting to me about Solana.
And dude, I think Solana definitely has a future. Next run, is it one of the things that on the next run are we going to see move? Absolutely, from the technical, like the chart standpoint, price action, 100%. So going back right here to the Quasimodo.
One more thing on Solana, you gotta remember they have Maple Finance too, and they have a bunch of credit leverage and a bunch of credit protocols building over there. So,
and they had like Steppen, right? Like they have interesting stuff. They experiment. Like I give Solana credit; they experiment with stuff. You know, they're doing a phone for Christ's sake. I mean, they're not afraid to try things, even if people make fun of them. I give them credit.
So is Polygon.
So is Polygon. That's right, Polygon phone. I saw that. I forgot about that.
Which Google is an investor in. There's invested like $1 billion something into the parent company.
I am always skeptical of phones. Remember the Amazon phone, Fire phone? Anybody remember that? And there was the Facebook phone, and those didn't work. So I'm always skeptical.
I mean, they might not work. I think that's probably why they're running it through these things, right? They're like smaller. They're not like major market or like US.
I think the hardware I care less about. I think the Solana mobile stack, if people actually build on that, that's more interesting to me.
I mean, the
less
reason they're
likely.
doing it, right, is because they've done studies and it shows that people are much more keen to crypto if it's on mobile versus
100%. That's my
why they're
biggest
fucking with it.
It's my biggest gripe with crypto is that mobile still sucks. I mean, how we're in 2022 and crypto still sucks on mobile on chain is terrible. Like, we need mobile for adoption 100%.
Dude, yes. Okay, so I think that's super bullish. And not to mention, Anatoly, what's his history? What's his work history?
I know he tried to make a phone before, right?
Well, dude, it was communications, cell phone, all that stuff. So if he's trying to build a phone, I think if anybody's going to be successful at it, it might be him. So you got that stuff. What else was I going to say? Oh, and by the way, Polygon, I think, is just kind of like it's an operating system that they're trying to run with the existing. I don't think they're trying to do a whole new phone, unless I'm wrong. I don't know. I think they tweeted about it. We don't need to do a new phone. We're just going to run like a concurrent operating system with what's already existing.
Right. That's why they're working. It's just like a partnership, right, with the one that Google invested into.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the Polygon one, but yeah, if they're not doing hardware, that's the better way to do it. I don't think making hardware really makes sense.
Okay, so anyway. let's look at this Quasimodo pattern. I think that this thing is playing out. Okay, so the way this thing works is you get this 3-wave move, just right here, right? See how we did that? I'm just gonna
yeah.
Let me go ahead and erase this a little bit here, just so that everybody can see that. And believe me, man, I get nervous when people think I'm bearish, and I'm actually not. It's just an interpretation of a chart. Let's see if I can make that a little bit more.
Well, it lost its trend momentum-wise,
okay,
and so now it's like, what's the most likely outcome here? And
so you look at this. Okay, so you get that lower low right here. You get the higher low. See how we got that? We got the higher high. So we hit the pinnacle right here. So we ended up coming back down here and getting stopped a little bit right here, which is the supply zone. This is I marked it out, supply zone. We lost it right here, right at that higher low, hovering right under it. And what did we do? We came back into supply zone. And what's happening right now?
Then we reject it. Yeah, makes sense.
Coming back, and we're coming back down here. So am I being bearish? No. I'm just seeing a familiar pattern playing out. That's all. So considering that this thing probably, I would say this, probability of us at least tagging this area around the 30 mark, this block right here, to about like 29, the 30 block, I think that's pretty high. I think the probability is pretty high.
Yeah. Right. We're just range with deviations. Like you want to be at 4x LARP, like
you had it over there too. It's funny.
So you look at I already had it up there. So you see right here this trend line. Yeah, it's been respecting it so far, right? From back here. Oops.
That's funny. So you had the same thing on Bitcoin too.
Yeah. So boom, we hit it. So hit it again maybe at 27 and then go for a run. Hold on one second. Let me see. Yeah. What I will say though, if we lose this, the 27 mark, I remember this drop from the last time here. This one hurt, man. See that? We went from 56, like pretty much down to 19.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if you guys remember that. This one hurt, man, because I was in it and I didn't have my stops in. I just ran it. And my stop loss, I remember being at 27 and then it triggered, bam, and it just kept going. And I was like, oh my God. I remember whatever I had in Solana just had gotten halved, like the dollar value. So I bring that up just because this one hurt. So if we lose this level in the current area right now, this has been a slow bleed. But if we lose this area, what is it, about the 27 mark? I would assume that we'll probably do like the free fall back down to that like 19 to like 1650 mark. But for right now,
Yeah,
I think
I
we'll
think
hold
the
this
team
one.
is a reasonable bottom for Solana.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this would be at the bottom of the value area from the visible range. It's at 1788. And like I said, this is just looking at something from technicals that are supplied by, our friendly trading view here. I think I locked this. Oh yeah, it did. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
mean,
so that's a possibility.
We got to like, what was the top? 250-ish.
Solana, the top was 256.
Yeah, so bottom, if 90% is 25, which you already hit. 95% would be like 1250, $13. Yeah, I mean, I could see the bottom be around there.
That was our best trade by far. Doing NFTs, so we were like basically 50x leveraging Solana as it was going up from like $150. Like,
oh no, it was before that. It was like, it was from like the 80s, dude. Yeah.
Oh, we're in that early.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was that giant, whatever that giant leg up there that's in the middle of AG's screen here. That giant move.
This one. You see, I've been charting Solana from all the way back here.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I bought around this area. Yeah, like July 2020 area. And then it did that run, and I was buying and selling it. I'm not telling you I was holding all the way, dude. No way. I probably bought some Cardano in the mix right here. Some XRP.
But keep in mind, like back then, no one knew anything about Solana.
Yeah.
It was not. It was a nothing.
I remember a couple smart people. No, yeah, there was a couple smart people that talked about it, and I said, okay, I'm gonna keep that on the radar. Which one of them was Audius? The other one was Solana, and yeah, so this is kind of where I starting to hold. I never forget the sell that I had at 314. That was like a scam wick on Binance US. And I'm like, I like that. I just bought back in. And then it just started taking off. But anyway, okay, so Serum. I just want to go back to what I was saying about Serum.
Yeah, we should wrap up after Serum.
Oh, yeah. No. What I was just saying, Serum did a full retrace. A full retrace on this, I don't think we're going to get, because that would put us back to, I'm not even going to go that far. A full retrace, a lot of people I've seen saying, we're going to go back to $5 on Solana. Hey, dude, there's nothing that says that we can't, but I would say that that's pretty much a pretty big retrace on that thing.
No, I mean, I don't want to say never. Obviously, I don't know if we go into fucking
no.
Great Depression, sure, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think
like
my thing with Serum though is it doesn't, dude. I just pulled it up. The fully diluted is still $9.5 billion on Serum, man. It's killer. The circulating supply is 1 billion tokens, and the total is 10 billion. So it's still got 90% of the tokens to come into circulation. That's my problem with Serum.
Yeah, and I totally, we've talked about this one before. The tokenomics are terrible, but as far as like a full retrace, I think that's done it. So, but it could go lower.
That's on price, but what about market cap retrace? Because I hear actually,
let me see.
CoinGecko has it. When are you saying what would your starting point be?
I have it at around 73. Yeah, 73 cents around there, 70 somewhere cents.
Okay, let's just go November 2020. So the market cap was 60 million. And right now we're still at 370 million. 350 million right now, actually. So full retrace market cap wise would mean like, I don't even know, like fucking 10 cents on this thing.
Which I'll also remember, this is one of the SAM coins.
Now, it has grown a lot. I'll say this. In November 2020, nobody was using Serum. Now most of Solana runs on Serum as far as the DEXs go.
Correct. And here's the other thing. If and when FTX is going to incorporate stocks to be traded on FTX, they will be using Serum as the market maker.
Yeah, I like Serum as like a long-term decentralized NASDAQ or whatever the pitch is, but I don't know. I don't know. Right now, as far as owning the token, I don't know.
And it's just what I'm saying is about a full retrace.
Yeah.
Like Serum, something that's pretty much full retrace. Solana has not. But I don't think I don't think a full retrace is coming there. But I think that
but Solana had no users last time, right? Now Solana actually has people who use it.
You have validators, you have people that are staking it, you have a whole bunch of different uses for the actual tokens. You know what I mean? So yeah, the argument is token not needed, but yeah, you do actually need the tokens for X amount of functions with Solana, which is positive. And yeah, like I said, I think if we end up holding this 27 mark, that very much can be the bottom. If not, I think the lowest we go is probably around 18. Yeah, maybe a wick or something, but I think 18 is probably more than value for Solana. But yeah. So I'm looking after that. Yeah, what else did we say? Well, we're gonna wrap it up already, Mike?
Yeah, we're almost at an hour now. Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. As always, AD is our resident chartist. We'll have his links in the description. Jack, thank you for coming on as a guest. And Mike, co-host as always. Anything else to say, guys?
No, I think we're all good. Subscribe to our Substack.
Yeah, subscribe to the Substack. Subscribe to the YouTube if you're not already. And I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, trade safe, everybody. And remember, the market is not going to take off without you. Live your life. That's the best thing I can advise anybody.
Make it all back in one trade. You can do it.
One trade.
All in.
The market does not move just in one direction up. So, yeah, we have time, guys.